Thanks for joining us at noon. Our top story today, what everyone seems to be talking about, the hot weather we're supposed to be getting today. I mean, we are talking about possibly seeing our first record-breaking 90-degree day of the year. And because of that, Portland's Parks and Recs Department is starting up several fountains like the Salmon Street Springs Fountain at the waterfront downtown. Let's get meteorologist Rod Hill in the mix. Rod, how likely is it that we're actually going to get to 90? I know.
I'm not sure. I think the hottest we could be this afternoon is 91. I think we're at least going to get up to 88 degrees, and I'll leave it at that. We're certainly going to be within striking distance. Do I believe there will at least be some of the reporting sites reach 90 in the North Willamette Valley? Absolutely, yes. Here's a look at Cannon Beach. The tide's been out all day, so you can walk up to Haystack Rock. Look how many people are out enjoying, and it's 82 at the coast. Winds have basically been calm to variable to east, but generally no more than 10 miles per hour. Here's a look up at one of our live timberline cameras on the mountain. They're still open, skiers and boarders up there. They lost 7 inches of snow due to the warming that started yesterday up at Timberline. They'll, of course, lose some more today. It will be in the 70s down at Government Camp in the coming hours of pass level. And, of course, there are no clouds anywhere. There's the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center down in Oregon City. Just a deep blue, perfect clear sky. Same thing over downtown Portland. The noontime temperature right where we had it on our day planner on our sunrise show this morning at 77 degrees. Yesterday it was 70 at noon and we went on to hit 83. So we're definitely running well above that pace. It's 79 in Astoria, 87 down in Florence. Check that out. 70s out in Baker City. I've got us right about 90 for a high. As Christine mentioned to start the show, 90 would be a record. Today's current record for PDX for the date is 89, set back in 2019. Christine?
Okay, thank you, Rod. Well, Multnomah County officials say they do not plan to open any cooling centers today, but the county says there are ways to cool off if you'd like. Here are some tips from officials. Public libraries and malls are always nice and cool. Also, consider drinking more water than usual. The county says both very young and older people, as well as homeless people, are at higher risk of heat-related illness, especially since our bodies aren't used to the heat yet. Let's get to some of the other local headlines that we're following this noon. The man investigators say barricaded himself inside a home, leading to an hours-long standoff with law enforcement, is due in court this afternoon on a burglary charge. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says 49-year-old Bradley Wyatt broke into a home on Bridge Street just off Northeast 223rd Avenue in Fairview yesterday afternoon and barricaded himself inside. The people in the home got out safe, and after getting a search warrant around 11 o'clock last night, a SWAT team went in and arrested Wyatt. And the Multnomah County District Attorney is considering whether to charge a man for shooting another man last night in Old Town. Just after 9 o'clock, Portland police were called to Northwest Nadeau Parkway between the Broadway and Steel Bridges. Police say a man who was legally carrying a gun shot another man that he says ran at him multiple times. The man who was shot was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. And to Salem, where police have arrested a man they say attacked a stranger with a pistol. It happened yesterday afternoon at Court and High Streets Northeast near the Marion County Circuit Court. Police say 21-year-old Enrique Hatfield tried to get on a bus, then started shouting threats. Witnesses say he later pulled out a gun and pointed it at someone, then hit a woman in the face with it, knocking her to the ground before he kicked her. That woman was treated at the scene. We heard emotional testimony inside a Clark County courtroom when the wife of a Vancouver police officer took the stand yesterday to recount the moments leading up to her husband's death back in 2022.
We were having, candlelight dinner. Romantic dinner.
A sheriff's deputy mistakenly shot and killed Donald Sahota, but the man on trial is 22-year-old Julio Segura. Prosecutors say it was his actions, not the deputies, that led to Sahota's death. Investigators say Segura was suspected in a robbery and on the run from law enforcement. That's when he approached the Sahota's home.
He was very aggressive about needing to come into the house. And I remember hearing Dawn say, "You can't come in, but I can help you."
She says her husband tried to detain Segura after learning about the robbery, but Segura stabbed him multiple times and ran into the home. The deputy who pulled up saw Sahota with his gun out and fired multiple shots, mistook him for Segura. Segura argues that he didn't know Sahota was a police officer and he was acting in self-defense. The trial is expected to last 3 weeks. Fire crews spent part of the morning putting out a commercial fire in northeast Portland. It started just before 8 o'clock near northeast 28th and East Burnside. Crews say they found a fire in the basement and putting it out was pretty tough because of all the smoke and unstable parts of the building. They put out the fire around 10. No one was hurt, but crews did rescue a cat, there you see it, and reunited it with its owner. We are less than 2 weeks out from Oregon's primary, and in Gresham, voters will decide whether to pass a levy that would boost the ranks of first responders. As KGW's Alma McCarty found, the proposal makes some key changes from another ballot measure that failed last year.
At Station 74 in Gresham.
So we've held fire station open houses throughout this, kind of to educate the community.
A chance to learn, to see up close what firefighters have and what they lack.
Gresham's population has grown significantly over the years, while we have the same number of firefighters we have every day since 1990. We are pretty much at a breaking point, and we need help.
Kevin Larson, Gresham Fire's union president, explains that to retain staff and hire on more, voters will need to approve a public safety levy. If passed, the owner of a home assessed at $200,000 would pay about $25.65 per month, or about $308 per year.
My hope is that the community sees the need for investment in public safety and that they vote yes on the ballot box.
We're behind the 8 ball. We're trying to catch up.
Sergeant Matt Galbraith leads the Gresham Police Officers Association. This levy covers Gresham PD too.
This levy is still well below national standard for delivery. It's one of those, I think we can get there. I think the community could do this, but they have to want to do it.
In 2023, voters rejected a similar levy, so the city went back to the drawing board.
They had it before them a year ago. The value of that was changed from $1.50, and it was lessened to hopefully get a yes vote, because the need's realistic and the need for the police department is exponential.
Both police and fire fear the consequences should voters deny funding once again.
The fire department and the police department want to be able to serve, but we only have so many resources to dedicate to that.
We want to be the fire department that responds, when minutes matter. It's really important that we get there.
That was Alma McCarty reporting. And we've also got a traffic alert to tell you about. Highway 217 southbound will be down to 1 lane starting at 9 o'clock tonight in the Tigard area. That extends between Allen and Hall Boulevards. Crews are building auxiliary lanes. The closure lasts until Monday morning.